all the way from the USA. He's helped dozens of individuals building funnels and with their businesses. Without further ado, I'd just like to introduce Mr. Akbar Sheikh, all the way from the USA. Hey Akbar, how you doing?
Good man, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Really want to thank you for coming on here, and we're looking forward to hearing your gems, and hopefully them gems can turn to diamonds for all our watchers out there. And just want to get in straight in and just ask you a bit about yourself, just introduce yourself and how you got into entrepreneurship and business.
Sure. I was born in, to be honest with you, I was born into a business family. So I was kind of like, just talked about it since I was a kid. That okay, you get the best thing for this business, the best thing for this business. So that's just how I grew up. And I actually didn't. It's interesting. I actually did not like it at all. When I left college, trying to think. My family had some retail stores, and pretty much like a lot of the time I'd go hang out there, and sometimes on the weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but and I never really liked that, and it's not like I had fun when I was there, but I never wanted to go because I would just rather kind of stay home and watch cartoons. Um, and obviously I'm talking about when I was a kid, but it was okay, it was fun, spending time with your dad and stuff. Well, it wasn't until actually after I graduated college that I had an opportunity to work full time in my own business. And it was the family business, and it was retail, and I actually realized that I hated it. And I went through like a crazy long journey. Do I even want to be an entrepreneur? Do I want to get a job? What kind of business do I want to be in? I was in a terrible space for years. Actually, I really struggled for years. It was such a bad struggle that I actually ended up being homeless.
Wow.
Yeah, in San Francisco, where I lived with my brother in an electrical closet. A room, electrical closet with no windows, no hot water, no showers. And we just ended up there. I mean, you always have like family that you go to and stuff, but we couldn't support ourselves. Because we just got to a bad spot. And it was there, and funnily enough, it was in that state that I truly discovered something I was, really passionate about.
Amazing.
And that was online business, branding, online building your own brand, and having funnels.
Yeah.
I remember because I was looking every day on Craigslist, and I was just searching. I don't even know why I was searching on Craigslist. I was just searching on Craigslist every day, and I just bumped into a funnel one day, and I was like, wow, I know why the buttons are red, and I know why this person is smiling, and I know why these words are over here. So I just kind of saw everything like I was wearing like 3D glasses or something, It's all just popping right out at me.
Yeah.
Instantaneously fell in love with it, and then I just kind of never looked back.
Brilliant. I mean, so you mentioned the word funnel. So can you just describe what a funnel is, if in case people haven't heard of that before?
You know what? I have a picture of a grocery cart of mine that's full, and the caption says, "I came in the store for sugar." And
Yeah.
you end up with a cart full of food. I'm sure that's happened to people.
Yeah.
That's kind of a funnel, right? A funnel is, first of all, it's like a website on steroids, really.
Right, yeah.
And what it is it's just a much more robust website that actually can convert and get you a lot more sales. It'll allow you to collect more information from more people, email addresses, so you can communicate with them. It'll allow you to increase the average order. So if somebody buys something, it'll have, like, for example, if you went in there to buy shoes, typically on a website, you buy shoes, you're done. But with like a funnel, you can buy shoes. Wait a minute, you know what will go great with these shoes? These new leather laces or whatever. And you can buy that. Oh, it'll go great with that, some socks. You know what I mean? So it increases the average cart value. And it does a great job. It'll allow you to kind of insert a lot of was a persuasion. And it's just a very profitable way to do business online.
Brilliant. I mean, you mentioned that you used to work with your dad on retail. I'm guessing a brick and mortar store, and then you moved on to the online space. What are the benefits of selling online in comparison to like a retail store, physical store?
I mean, there's no comparison, right? Look right here. We're relaxing. I mean, not to be cheesy. Not to be that quintessential cheesy online marketer. But I mean, I
Yeah,
really am. Just sitting here in my pajamas.
yeah,
Work. Right? And I mean, I do have an office. I do have a staff. I just happened to be home today because I was dropping my daughter off at school, and one of the cars went to the shop, and blah 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 blah. The freedom, though, is really nice. And I'll tell you what it is. At the store, it's like I call retail like a man-made prison.
yeah.
Right? I'm kind of stuck there. But like being online, like you could be anywhere. Like I'm actually going to Sydney for 2 months,
Wow.
which is going to be interesting. I'm going to Sydney for 2 months, and retail. It's funny. I came home, I think yesterday morning, or it was recently. I'm just going to say yesterday. But yesterday morning, I thought of a few things that I wanted, and I ordered it on Amazon. And we went out for the day. We came back at home, and there was boxes lined up in front of my door. So I thought about it in the morning, and it was there at night.
Yeah,
And I just took a picture of that, and I'm like, this is the retail killer. You know what I mean? It's like, how can you even like compare with this? How can you even like compete with this? So retail's dying. Stores are closing at an alarming rate. Big stores, small stores. I mean, I think online, I truly feel that once you figure out how to make money online, it is, and I'm very careful when I say these sorts of things, but I really mean it when I say that I feel it's one of the easiest ways to make money is through an online business.
so when you first originally came into the online space, did you have anybody to guide you or show you? Did you have a mentor? And if you did, what was the power of having a mentor? Is mentorship important?
Mentorship is absolutely crucial. I just paid $25,000 to be in Russell Brunson's inner circle to get his mentorship. I had a mentor from day one, and she was a millionaire at the time. You always need to have a mentor that's doing better than you.
Yeah,
You need to align with them, and you need to follow what they do. I mean, I had that from day one. And as I'm growing, I look to spend more and more money on mentors, on coaching. It's funny, like people even spend, like recently a buddy of mine went to a mastermind, spent $18,000. It was for a
wow,
weekend. And, really just got like one or two tips, to be honest with you, right? Like one of them was hire commission only salesmen.
yeah,
They'd be like, what? You mean I just paid 18,000 and I just got taught to hire commission only? Well, here's the thing. If you do it, if you implement it, you'll see a return on investment. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
some very simplest things. I'll give you an example. I paid a lot of money for a coach. And she's like, listen, and this is a very powerful coach, worked with Tony Robbins, right? Has every certification you can imagine. One of the first things she told me is like, hey, listen, 20 years experience, working with the best, endless certifications. One thing I'll tell you one of the best things I can tell you that's the most profitable thing is follow your heart.
yeah,
Now, listen, somebody can say, hey, man, that's what my mom used to tell me. Well, you didn't listen, did you? Sometimes you have to pay somebody a bunch of money to hear something and then listen to that.
yeah.
So whatever the way is, the key is to listen to whatever the advice is and implement that. So it's really all about implementation. People ask me, like, is this a marathon or is this a race? And I always answer it's both, because you've got to take big action daily. So the big action is the race, daily is the marathon. So I'm a big proponent of having a coach and a mentor. I think it's essential.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, what are the top three marketing tips you could give maybe people that are coming new onto the online world, newbies?
We've helped build several seven-figure funnels. And some of the things that I've noticed is number one is never give up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the thing about that. It's easy for me to say, very easy. I'll say it again, never give up. It's really easy to say. But the thing is, I have to acknowledge it is hard. It is a hard thing to do, which is really interesting to think about it, right? Like something so easy to say, such a simple concept, like, hey, just don't give up. But it's hard. I mean, it's really hard. I went into this business with that mentality. And I said, listen, I am not going, this is what I said. I said, I'm giving it my all. I had no money when I started online. I remember I was homeless. I had one possession, which was my car, some rinky-dinky beat-up car, and I needed some money to start an online business. So I actually sold it. It was worth $2,000. And I took that $2,000 and people thought I was nuts. Like, dude, how are you going to get around? How are you going to go out? How are you going to go get food? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're crazy. I said, listen, first of all, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. So yeah, I am crazy. Number one. Number two is I said, I'm going to make this work. And other people are working this. Other people are making money. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to give it my all. And I'm just going to make this happen. And I'm not going to stop until I do. Because I had that mindset to understand that it is impossible not to succeed. All these people are succeeding. What are they doing? Magic? You know, they're human beings just like me and you. You know, it's not an illusion. It's not like some gimmick, you know. So I realized, I understood, I internalized it's impossible not to succeed. Once you internalize that, you just go for it. Now, I never met anyone that hasn't succeeded, that doesn't give up, and that takes the right actions daily. You know, I have never met anyone who hasn't made it. So that's a big, big green light. The problem is when people fail, it's because they just give up. And generally speaking, they give up pretty quickly. I mean, the statistics are alarming. I think when people buy a book, the vast majority of them, I think it's like, I forget what it is, but it's like 70% of them never go past page 3, you know, in the book. So it's like, you know, people, you know, for example, people want to lose a couple of pounds. They'll buy a weight loss product. They'll start a new diet. They'll give up after a day, right? Most people are not strong-willed, and you really need to work on that skill. You really need to become strong in order to succeed. That would be my main. That would be my main tip for sure.
Wicked. And I know that you have a big emphasis on an element of the social giving back as an entrepreneur. Can you tell us about giving back and why should entrepreneurs give back?
You know, it's not that. I actually don't have to convince entrepreneurs to give back because I've interviewed newbies and I've interviewed entrepreneurs who've generated over $500 million worth of revenue.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs are inherently good people. They inherently want to give back. I always ask people, how much do you want to make? And they always tell me $1 million. And then I always say, why? And then they always say, and I write it before they even tell me, part of the reason is they want to give back to their families, their communities, and their favorite charities. I don't have to convince them. They already know, which is why we do what we do. We've helped several people make an additional 6 figures online, and we've helped several people, make 7 figures online.
Brilliant.
Okay. They are going to take this money, I hope, and take a part of it and donate it. That's really why we do what we do, is to try to make the world a better place. Because we can help entrepreneurs make more money. They're going to donate that, a part of that, and hence making the world a better place.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people there that are giving back, and it's amazing. And as well as helping themselves as entrepreneurs and developing and doing the things that they love, they also have an opportunity to give back to charity, help those less fortunate, and it's amazing kind of model. But sometimes the people that I work with on occasion, there are people that whatever you tell them, they procrastinate. Do you have any tips of how you can deal with procrastination?
There's this tip, the 1, 2, 3 tip, and it's just like, I mean, it's even hard. Like sometimes, you know, like we get up early to pray. So we get up early to pray, and sometimes it's really hard. You know, so sometimes there's a little trick what you can do is, all right, I'm just gonna do it 1, Like you lay down in bed, like you have to get up early, but sometimes it's really hard. So you lay down in bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, and one trick is just like 1, 2, 3, up, and you just get up. You know what I mean? It's called the 1, 2, 3 trick. There's actually a lot of psychology behind it, but whatever it is, like, oh man, I have to watch this webinar. All right, 1, 2, 3, just do it. You know what I mean? I'm very much about cold turkey. Like, just, if you have a bad habit, drop it. Just drop it.
Yeah.
2, 3, done. And one of the biggest characteristics a person needs to succeed, I feel, overall, is discipline. So you really need to work on your discipline. And it's hard. I mean, even like right now, I'm actually going to Sydney, so I'm trying to lose some weight a little bit, 5 pounds. It's hard. I've been eating a lot cleaner, and just to like be disciplined to stay away from chocolate and everything that I really like is hard. But what's nice is that you actually will see results very quickly.
Yeah,
you take the right action daily. People's actions are just so toxic that you will actually see change immediately. If you spend one day in your business doing the things you're supposed to do, you'll actually see change that day. Same thing with a diet. You'll actually feel better within one day. If you totally change your diet today, you will feel better today and every day. And you'll grow and grow and grow. So it's just about taking the right actions daily. And you will see success very quickly, frankly.
So you definitely say health is important, because a lot of entrepreneurs, I mean, I know I've suffered from it, are focusing, working really hard, and sometimes they just forget about the health, going to the gym or doing some exercise, and later on it can cause problems, definitely.
No, that happened to me. That absolutely happened to me. I gained a little bit of weight. My cholesterol went up a little bit. Blood pressure went up a little bit. Vitamin D is low. It happened to me. Energy levels are good just because we're entrepreneurs and, we have a lot of adrenaline. But look, when I was not making any money, I was off. Physically, I was unhealthy. Mentally, I was unhappy. I was in a bad relationship-wise. I was in a terrible relationship. I didn't have a big why. So all my orbs were off. I believe a person is consistent of all these orbs. For you to function at optimal rate, you need to be optimal. You need to be physically healthy, mentally well, in a solid relationship, and be spiritually healthy, and have a very good why, a powerful why. When all these things are aligned, then the sky really is the limit. I mean, my God, we've been really blessed, man. I mean, we had, not too long ago, we had $0. We couldn't afford a bus ticket to the next town. Now, we can travel, and I'm not saying this to show off. I'm saying this as an illustration on the power of doing and following a positive mission. But, now we can afford to travel anywhere in the world, and do anything we want. So but it's really about, success really is an option. Success is a choice. It's not luck.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you mentioned as part of your routine, sometimes you wake up early, and I was reading some literature. You probably heard about it, about the 4-hour work week. Is that true, or is it more like the 100-hour work week?
Look, I haven't figured out the 4-hour work week.
Yeah.
Listen, I would love to. Okay. For some people, by the way, for some people it exists. It does. I'll tell you that. I know some people, some of my clients. I have a guy, he's made $2 million last year, gross, at a healthy net. He worked about, 4 to 8 hours a week, e-commerce guy. Me, it's kind of tough right now. And I know that because I'm building this brand. I'm trying to put out a lot of content out there. So it's tough, although my goal is in 2018 to work less, for sure. I do feel I work too much, and you don't want to do that. There's no need to do that, frankly. My brother, who we're partnered on a mattress company, online mattress company that does very well, he doesn't work that much. So it is possible, and I think that everyone should strive towards that. You definitely should not be working all day every day. Absolutely not.
Wicked, wicked. And what tools do you use as part of your business? Like like the landing pages or software. Is there any tools that you could recommend? What's a good tool?
Yeah, I love ClickFunnels. It's funny. I had a guy recently come on. I hired a new right hand man, and he told me he was shocked. He said, "Man, you run this big business, and the tools you use are so simple. You use Google Drive, you use ClickFunnels. Like I don't have any fancy, complicated stuff. I have a regular scheduling app. I use Gmail. I use Google Drive, ClickFunnels. Pretty simplistic stuff. One another thing I love about online businesses, I mean, you can literally start one up very quickly, very easily. There's nothing. It's such simple, man. For those of people who are not in an online business, I kind of want to know why. I mean, I know a guy who's trying to open a mattress store, small. It cost him $175,000.
Wow.
If he's super lucky, he'll get his money back in a couple of years. He's very lucky. As you know, the vast majority of small businesses go out of business within the first 5 years anyway. Even an online business, I mean, you can literally be profitable technically your first month.
Yeah.
No one's promising that, but I mean, like, it's just. I know there's a ton of business models out there. For me, one of the best ones out there is definitely an online business. There's no question about it.
Brilliant. I mean, on your website, you've got something around 7 steps in business. Can you just go through these and just explain what these key kind of steps are that can help people in their business and
Well,
entrepreneurship journeys?
for people who have websites and funnels, we have 7 ethical principles of persuasion that every funnel should have, right? So they should have good copy. Most people have terrible copy. You have to have good, enticing, juicy, powerful, concise copy. I mean, we could talk a whole, interview just about copy. That's an art on its own, and you need to either master it or hire somebody who's good at it. I always say, do what you do best and outsource the rest. If you want to do everything, it's a bad idea. It's not going to take you anywhere.
Brilliant.
So copy. Number 2 is you have to have ethical scarcity. You have to give people some sense of urgency to take action. Otherwise, they don't. Has to be honest. Most people do a bad job at that. Authority. You got to have that white coat. You got to be. People have to take you seriously. So, okay, why should I listen to this guy? You have to give a reason to listen to you. Likability goes along that. Like, people buy from those they like and trust. You have to present your product, yourself, your service as something likable, which is an art and craft on its own. Social proof. Okay, people buy. I mean, my God, we were buying on Amazon yesterday. My wife was like, I was like, which one should I get? My wife is just like, I don't know, sort by reviews. Whatever's the highest review, get that one. Whenever we go to a restaurant, I go to Yelp and I search for the highest rated restaurants. People buy based on social proof. So you have to have the right social proof. Now people mess up on this, right? They'll have like a testimony that's 3 pages long, or a testimony that's like useless. Like, okay, I read that was useless. You need nice, powerful, short, concise testimonies. Tenacity, which is basically email follow-up. You need to be emailing these people because they have shiny object syndrome. Things get in the way. They forget about things. People get endlessly distracted. So you have to be emailing them daily to take advantage. Otherwise, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay. And what did we say? Well, I lost track now. What was it? Tenacity, copy, likability, authority, social proof.
Social proof, yeah.
Scarcity, and what is the final one? Oh gosh, it's slipping my mind. Okay, hold on a second now. Scarcity. Hold on now a second. Now, where were we? Scarcity. I went out of order. Scarcity. Scarcity. Really, honestly, the whole the narrative and the ethics behind it.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Somebody was selling Dead Sea Salt facial cream. And they're just like, you should get this. It's really good for you. The skin benefits are really good. You asked about tools. One of the most powerful tools out there that people don't use properly is Google.
Yeah.
Okay. So I spent 2 seconds on Google, and I was just like, hey, uh, benefits of the Dead Sea salt. Turns out that Cleopatra, which is historically one of the most beautiful women in the world, that's what they document,
Yeah.
used to bathe in the Dead Sea for the benefits of the Dead Sea salt. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. Like, that should be featured on your website. That
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful women in the history of time would go regularly and bathe in the Dead Sea because of how beneficial it is. Like, that should be featured. So that, I mean, people lack story in their websites and their funnels. They lack parables. They lack analogies. They just get caught a lot of time talking about their technical nonsense. I was consulting with, we were talking about a mattress thing today, and I was like, you know what? Instead of telling people about mattresses, be like, oh, it's got 2,400 coils in it, and you have to flip it if you like it soft.
Yeah.
Like concentrated memory foam and all this nonsense. I'm like, forget all that. Make a fun video illustrating the benefits. Is it soft? And have make a fun video with nice, music in there. Make it lively. Turn that boring description into an epic story. And you'll see it's captivating, and you'll sell a lot more because you're making yourself different and you're standing out in the competition. So, I mean, these things really help, man. And I teach all of it in my masterclass on my website, which is myname.com, akbarscheikh.com. So we teach it a lot more in detail. But yeah, man, if you do those things, you're definitely going to see an increase in revenue. There's no doubt about it.
So you mentioned the idea and the concept of storytelling. The way I found you was through your daily vlogs. Now, I know a lot of people are quite fond of those vlogs. How have you been using them, and what do you think about daily vlogs and the power of video?
It's phenomenal. I've been so busy lately. I haven't been taking advantage of it. But yeah, if you're consistent and you present yourself out there and you put yourself out there with these daily vlogs, people will come to you. They will be attracted to you, and they will buy from you. I mean, I've had people, pay me 5 figures. They've never met me off of one phone call because they feel like they know and they trust me based off of my vlogs. You know what I mean? Which are fun. They're on my Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook. And the key is to stay consistent, which frankly I haven't been doing. But that's one of the top things on my mind is to do vlogs consistently, just give out content consistently, and people will. The theory of reciprocity is very powerful. People buy from those who give them value. Like, think about, it's actually a very powerful concept. Think about the last time somebody did something nice for you. Recently, somebody bought me I think my wife made me something I really like at home, right? What was it? I forget. Lasagna or something. And I felt so grateful. Like, oh, you just made me lasagna. Like, I feel like sending you to Italy. You know what I mean? It's like, when you get a little bit of lasagna, I want to send you to Italy. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you give a little, people want to give back a lot. You know what I mean? And it's a very, very powerful concept that really should be taken advantage of. Not to mention it's free.
Wicked. I mean, I've seen that you are also a bestseller, and you've written a book, and some of these stories may have transpired into this book. How does it feel being a best-selling author?
It was a childhood dream of mine to always be an international #1 best-selling author, and it's really humbling. It's really cool, man. I mean, I just wanted to do it. No real reason why. It was just a dream of mine. But I'm really honored, to have gone there. And I like the book. It's a good book. It teaches you about this stuff. It's a funny name too. It's a what is it? It's a slap you in the face with a red fish blueprint on how to build a 7-figure online business in just 7 ethical steps. Smiley face. Yeah. So it's been a real honor.
So what is it that you love about being an entrepreneur?
I think like, making an impact, honestly, is really cool. Um, I had a guy recently come up to me and say, "Hey man, thanks to you, I'm now sober. I've been sober for the longest time I've ever been in my life." And it was just based off of one of my daily vlogs about, quitting your bad habits. Um, and that felt really good. I actually made a lot of money that day, but that felt better than all the money I made that day. It really did. Um, Giving back and influencing people in a positive way, um, that's very satisfying. So that's probably one of my favorite parts. And of course, there's a lot of freedom and a lot of opportunity, that comes with generating an excellent good amount of income. Um, I don't know. I don't really take too much advantage of that. I mean, because, we're passionate about supporting orphans uh, and things of that nature. We're trying to solve world hunger, uh, make it so that no one's dying from starvation. Um,
Noble
so
cause. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's probably some of my favorite parts for sure.
No, man, that's definitely powerful. Um, being an entrepreneur, are there any concerns? Are there any setbacks or anything like that? Anything negative about the lifestyle?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to work. It's tough to live a work-life balance. I definitely you get addicted to your business. You definitely spend way too much time on it. You definitely get into some family issues because of that. Uh, at times, it can be a little stressful, but I think that's with anything, frankly. I think the number one problem for me, anyway, in entrepreneurship is finding that balance, which is a challenge to spend, good, find enough time for yourself, your family, and your business. Sometimes your business is kind of this big monster that takes over all your
Yeah.
time. So that's definitely the biggest challenge for me.
And in terms of, I know you've mentioned a few times I think you've got an aspiration of creating $1 billion brand. And what's your vision over the next maybe 5 to 10 years? Do you have a vision?
It's interesting. Like I said, I just joined Russell Brunson's Inner Circle, right? I had a look from the beginning when I wasn't really making anything. I had a master plan to get to where I am now, and that's worked. Do I have a plan to get to $1 billion? No, I'm forming that. But I do know one thing: we're moving forward regularly, and
Brilliant.
opportunities present itself. Do I have like the blueprint to get to $1 billion? I don't, but I feel that if I keep heading in the right direction, if I keep growing, opportunities will keep presenting itself to me, and those pathways will open. But the key is to keep moving forward and to keep growing.
Excellent. I mean, so
Finding yourself with the kind of people you want to aspire to be like.
brilliant. I mean, just to summarize, so we've been talking about funnels. You mentioned your 7 steps. You talked about mentorship, being a best-selling author, and you gave some amazing tips. Um, and how can people find you?
You know, a couple of different things people could do. Number one is if you want my book, it's $47 on Amazon. For your audience, they can have it for free.
Wicked.
Yeah, they could go to my website, akbarsheikh.com, just my name.com/bestseller, and they can get it for free. Um, and then, yeah, I think that's a good way to start. Absolutely a very good way to start.
Thanks. So, can you just leave us with one big tip, really, for all the entrepreneurs out there, all the budding entrepreneurs, people that want to live their dreams, travel the world, help others, help themselves? What's the one last big tip that you can leave for their mentoring this world?
The number one big tip I could give people is give back. Give back starting from day one. If you don't have any money, give your time. If you don't have any time, then call your mom and make her smile. You know, uh, keep giving back and give back as much as you can, and you will never have to worry about money again.
Hey, thanks, Akbar. It's been amazing. I mean, I've definitely been inspired by your work since I've been following you, and I'm sure people that are going to watch this are definitely going to be inspired by it too. So, wishing you all the best, and I want to keep them daily vlogs up. I definitely want more content out there. Thanks a lot.
Been really great. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Yes.